So I did end up selling about €5,000 worth of Tesla stock over the last couple of days, and I do have two good reasons why I did end up doing this, and both of these decisions, which I'll explain in a second, are both due to the fact that the Tesla stock price is at the level where it currently is. I think yesterday it closed at $137, which is very depressing for someone who has a lot of Tesla stock, or rather Tesla stock makes up a lot of their portfolio. But as I've said before, when you do have a heavy weighting in one stock, when times are good and it's going up a lot, you win big, and when it goes down, you can definitely lose big as well. But anyway, plan for this video, go over the reasons why I did end up selling the Tesla stock, then I'll take you through my current stock market portfolio, and then finally we'll finish up on my current thoughts for Tesla and what my plans are with the stock. So if it's your first time watching my channel, Tesla makes up about 90 to 95% of my stock market portfolio, which is obviously a substantial amount of anyone's portfolio to take up. And even despite the stock price dropping about 60% year to date, which is pretty terrible, I'm still very optimistic about the company. And while I did end up selling some, Tesla still makes up the majority of my stock market portfolio, and we'll take a look at that in just a couple of minutes. But anyway, the reasons I've sold. So the first reason is something called tax loss harvesting. So let's do a quick explanation of what that is for those that don't know. So tax loss harvesting is where, let's say you have a stock, for example, that you have a €1,000 loss on. Of course, these are unrealized gains at this moment in time in this scenario. And let's say you have another stock that has €1,000 of realized gains. So in this scenario, let's ignore the CGT exemption and just say we're left with €1,000 of realized profit that we need to pay tax on. Being in Ireland, that would be 33% on that €1,000. Now, if we look back to that second stock, which has an unrealized loss of €1,000, if we go ahead and sell that stock and realize that loss, that will offset that €1,000 profit, meaning you will owe absolutely zero to the taxman. So that's essentially what it is. It's realizing losses on certain stocks in order to offset your profit, so you'll end up paying less tax. And throughout my selling earlier in the year, I did have some realized profit that tax would be due on, but I decided to make advantage of some of these unrealized losses on Tesla and basically just sold some to offset my tax bill. Now the second reason is that I've mentioned this in previous videos before, but there's a potential for me to look at another type of investment outside of the stock market right now, and I wanted to have a little bit of extra cash on the side just in case I did need it. So I decided to not reinvest most of that $5,000. I took about $3,500 out of that $5,000 out of the market for now, and yeah, that's just sitting on the sidelines for now because there's a potential other opportunity to come up, and I want to make sure that Tesla stock doesn't drop further and then end up me not being able to take this money out. So that was my second reason. So both of them are more short-term reasons. I still have a lot of faith in the stock, and let's kind of discuss that in just a couple of minutes as well. Okay, so jumping into my stock market portfolio, this is not a pretty sight over the last couple of months. If we just go back to the last 3-month chart, for example, we can see, if we just go back as far as the 29th of September, you can see we had 33,000 in here with 8,000 unrealized gain. And now we're looking, it's been a bit of a fall off a cliff, and we're looking at 14,204 using the top number there, with minus 700 unrealized loss. I think I said 700 there. No, I wish 7,000. Now, of course, that does have about 5,000 taken out of the portfolio or something around in that region. And that's where you can see quite a bit of a drop off here. You can see it was around 18 and then we dropped down to around 14. So about 4,000 I took out of the brokerage at that point. But still not a pretty sight. We've definitely fallen quite a ways from just 2 or 3 months ago. So moving on to the allocations, then you can see I only currently have 2 stocks right now. That will change in a couple of weeks. But for now I only have 2 stocks, and that is Tesla making up about 85% of the portfolio, and then Enphase Energy just under 15%. You can see that the Enphase Energy position is actually up about 10%, which is nice because it makes the losses just a tiny bit better on the Tesla position. But as you can see, that's where the big loss is coming from on the Tesla position. Currently have 93 shares at the moment, and you can see my average price at the minute is $225. So we're quite away from getting back to break even on that cost price there. I'm going to take a quick look at a new app that I've been using, which is Trade Republic. I'll leave a link down in the description below where if you sign up you will get a €50 free stock when you fund your account. So feel free to check that out. But as you can see here, I've got €207 in here and just small holdings in Tesla, Disney, and then Apple as well. So that's another portfolio that I'm slowly building up there too. Really good app though. Recommend checking it out and seeing if it would suit you. I have done a previous review on it where I go a bit more in depth about all the features and stuff, so feel free to check that out too. Okay, so we've established why I ended up selling a bit of Tesla stock. We've taken a look at my current portfolio, at how much Tesla I currently have. Now let's get into what my plans are with Tesla stock for the future and just some of my short-term concerns. So obviously since Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, Tesla stock has not been a beneficiary whatsoever. In fact, it's been quite the opposite because Elon Musk has been selling some stock. Top of my head, I think it was 3.5 billion worth of Tesla stock that Elon Musk sold in order to basically fund some of the operations over at Twitter. So absolutely not ideal, definitely hurting the shareholders of Tesla there in order to fund Twitter. There are rumors currently of Elon stepping down as CEO of Twitter, but I'm not sure how soon, if that will happen. Personally, I don't mind him being CEO, but I suppose at the minute there is a lot of disdain towards Elon Musk being the CEO of Twitter, and then it's starting to affect Tesla a bit as well, which of course I don't like to see as a Tesla shareholder. So I wish they could remain two separate entities and not have anything to do with each other, but of course when Elon is the front man for both, there's going to be a bit of overlap there, and unfortunately the sentiment is not too good right now. But I'm sure, as most things do, this will pass and we'll end up with a good situation for both Twitter and for Tesla. I'm just hoping that it doesn't end up taking too long. But anyway, into some other concerns, some actual concerns I suppose to the fundamentals of Tesla. There are some signs of weakening demand in China. Production is continuing to be good, but we can see that the cars insured week over week is starting to decrease, which is not ideal. Now some of this is likely attributed to the China lockdowns, but we do see some other automakers like BYD not exactly experiencing the same demand weakness there. So it's not looking too good for Tesla right now, but of course we need to wait and see exactly what the numbers are when the Q4 results come out. But it definitely does look like there's a bit of weakness in China right now in terms of demand. But we did also get some good news recently. I think it's yet to be 100% confirmed, but there's likely a Mexico gigafactory being built, which is obviously a good sign. The global demand, I think, is still going to be at a good level for Tesla, hence why would they make another gigafactory? And I think Tesla still has a very, very strong future. I'm just not too sure on the next couple of months how they will fare out for the stock. But Tesla should definitely be a long-term investment for anybody considering it. And me personally, I have my eyes set on my current investment for 2025, hoping to see some very big gains by the time that does come around, maybe a $500 or $600 stock, if not more. But of course, that's only a guesstimate right now. It could be much more, it could be less, who really knows. But that's what being a long-term investor is all about, being patient, believing in the company, and while the fundamentals are still the same, when stocks go down, you should maybe consider buying some more. Anyways, as always, not financial advice. Make sure you do all your own research. I'd love to know your current thoughts on Tesla stock, even Twitter right now. Let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're new around here, make sure you do like the video. It really does help out the channel. And please consider subscribing as well. Of course, happy Christmas to everyone who made it to the end of this video as well. Hope you all have a good holidays, and we'll see you in my next video.